Hello, Internet. I was about to sleep, and the demons and the voices in my head are saying, like, Roughly, you forgot to do your daily delusional monologue. And I was like, wait, you're right. So here I am, doing that, but this time I'm doing it differently because I'm filming it, yep. So I'm gonna be talking about physical media, CDs, and vinyls. So almost 2 years ago, I made a video titled Books, which I talked about the books I've read that year. But in that video, I talked about the books I've read, what I hate, what I love. But instead of talking books, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about CDs and vinyls. I've been collecting CDs and vinyls for about 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. But I wouldn't call myself a very CD, vinyl collector, niche, music listener, music enjoyer, everything, you name it. So ever since I was a kid, I have loved listening to music, and I often borrowed my dad's iPod because he often put music there, and I just listen to whatever he puts in there. So fast forward to 2022, that's when I first started to collect vinyl, because in 2022 I decided to not limit myself when it comes to listening to music. I listen to everything that sounds good to my ear. So that's when I decided to buy my first vinyl, which is Phoebe Bridgers' Punisher. The first time I discovered Phoebe, I think, through this album in 2022, and the first song that I listened to, I think it's Garden Song. Found it on my discovery page on YouTube, and I fell in love with her ever since. It's colored, I don't know if you can see it, but they call it red and swirly. It's pretty expensive for a first vinyl. So this is my first vinyl, and I think this is my most spun record. This beautiful booklet. Oh, this is worth the money. This is worth the money. And if you haven't listened to this album, you should. And I would recommend listening to Graceland 2, Savior Complex, and Kyoto. Bangers, front to back, because no skips, all bangers. So this is my first vinyl, and the start of my awful rabbit hole. So what I love about collecting records is because sometimes the prices can go up. It's an investment, yep. And I have proof. This is Lizzie McAlpine's debut album, Give Me a Minute. I love her. Actually got this vinyl from a restock in 2023 for about $30. And the price is now... So that's why you should start collecting records. But I don't think I'll ever sell this album. And I have a very special memory. I have a very fond memory of it. Despite loving to collect records, I think I bought all of my records impulsively. But among all the records that I own, the most impulsive record that I bought was... I love Taylor Swift. I think this is her best album. But here's the funny story about this record. So I never went to a record store before, and I decided to actually go into one with my friends. The moment I entered the record store, the worker was like, "Can I help you? Can I help you find something?" And me, with my social anxiety ass, was like, "No." Well, like, I never went to a record store, so I don't know the record store etiquette before. So I feel like I was being watched. And I feel like I need to buy something. Like, you can go out of there with empty hand. I love this record, don't get me wrong. But this is not what I was looking for. I wasn't really looking for... Yep, Sufjan Stevens, Carrie and Lau. It's on black vinyl, but the quality is amazing. If you haven't listened to this album, Stevens. As you may know, I was in Rome for 6 months for a study exchange period. I thought to myself, I need to bring as much as records as I can, but it's impossible. Like, how do I carry this fragile piece of plastic in my luggage? So the only file that I managed to bring from Rome is Fiona Apple. When the pawn hits the conflicts, he thinks like a king. I hate that it doesn't have her face on the cover, like only this. Like what? It creases. I don't know if you can see it, but it creased. It's damaged. That's why I was like, nope, I cannot print records other than this. So because I've decided that I can't bring more than one vinyl, I decided to switch up the program and bought CDs. It's a cheaper form of physical media. It still supports the artist. It comes with a pretty booklet sometimes, and it's physical. This album, I don't think I've ever listened to an album more beautiful than this. It's songs and instrumentals by Adrian Lenker. You should just listen to it blindly, front to back. The paper CDs are just not it. I hate it. It flaps and it's fragile. That's why I keep this plastic, because again, paper, and it's so thin, but it's boy genius, so can't complain. This is what I like, a jewel case. This is Grace by Jeff Buckley. I bought this at Grandma and I decided to put this up as a souvenir. So after I bought a few CDs, I think I'm slowing down on collecting records and switching my program to collecting CDs because it's more affordable. Like this masterpiece right here, Tidal by Fiona Apple. I bought this for like, I think $4. We need to start collecting CDs. Okay, wait. I don't think physical media is dead. I think there's always a group of people who collect CDs, collect vinyls, collect records, collect books. Yeah, I think I'm done talking about CDs and records. That I think I'm gonna switch from collecting records because it's so expensive in this economy to collecting CDs because it's much more affordable. I think I'm going to bed now. I think I'm gonna go listen to this.